Brother Cheese.
But the Diggy, what's good? What's good?
How you been, man? It's been a minute.
You know what it is, man. I'm hanging on in there, taking care of business, hustling, bustling, just getting after it, living life and being blessed. How about yourself?
That's the only thing you can do. And you
Yeah,
know I'm doing the same.
yeah.
It was gloomy today, but we're thankful for another day, another dollar. You know how it is.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And we
And
got some we got some fire topics today. I mean, I can hardly contain my excitement.
man, I'm excited too. This is good information, y'all. Being blessed to be able to give this out to y'all. And we can get straight into it. You
Oh,
ready?
absolutely. Oh, absolutely. And there's another one we'll get into later. But before we even get into the first one, I got to remind the viewers while they're listening. We have to give them the easy E's. There's three of them. And they go a little something like educate, empower, and entertain. Those are the three things that after each episode, you are going to leave this podcast feeling, knowing, and without further ado, AI. AI. That's my answer
Yes,
to your
sir.
question. AI, artificial intelligence. And so this is not just another one of those informational summaries of what AI is. I know everyone listening knows what it is, has probably used ChatGPT, but I was thinking to myself, there's just so many different AIs that you can use. I
Man,
mean,
this
do you agree?
yeah, I was looking at ChatGPT today and they have like they have a list of just detailed information that you can get at. But man, like you were saying, there's too many options. Are there uh are there any few that you like that you use on a day-to-day basis or that you've been interested in?
There are. And so I'm going to start with two in particular that I found super interesting. Okay. So the first one is called FYI AI. And I first heard about it when I was just scrolling on Instagram. Will I Am, the member of the Black Eyed Peas, you know who that is?
Yes, sir.
Yes, and he founded. He basically founded this AI. So I was super interested because he was way ahead of the game. Now, why I like this AI more than ChatGPT in some instances is first when I'm using it, I'm always speaking to it.
Hold up, brother. That's a crazy statement you just made right there. Because I
Well,
use ChatGPT every day talking about you like it more than chat. You gotta really break it down for me, showing me what's really good about it,
and
man.
and I will, and I will. So FYI AI, okay, it was soft launched in 2023, but then the broader release was in 2024. All right. And what it does, what separates it again, is you can use the app version. I don't even know if they have a website because I use the app. And within it, they have different things that you can do. They have a radio, okay? And you can pick the topic. So if you want like finance radio, you can click the finance radio. And what it'll do is it'll play like a finance or money related song, like dollar bills, y'all, type
Hey,
thing,
hey,
and then follow it up with like a current event that's happening. Like, oh,
man.
Donald J. Trump, um, um, said he was going to reveal this new tariff on China, and then it'll play another song, and then it'll give you. So it's like amazing how you can prompt it to give you specific information, and now it's running through the radio with the music and the actual information.
Man, that's interesting. I feel like that can get kind of confusing though.
I mean, for instance, I'd be working out during my stretches. I want to stay on top of what's going on in the market.
Yeah.
So I want my music, and then I want to stay up on the current events.
Okay.
So
Yeah, that's what's up.
yeah, so for all the viewers out there, if you've never heard of it, FYI AI, definitely give that one a try. Oh me, oh my, stop playing.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And the next one I'll summarize is Llama. Now, Llama, you might have heard of it, was launched by Meta, formerly known as Facebook. Now, it was founded in 2023 and it was first released in February of 2023. Now, what's super cool about Llama is it's mostly used by developers because it's very good with coding. So developers will use it, hobbyists that want an open source alternative to ChatGPT because it's very similar will use it. If you need cheaper inference costs, So again, going back to the developers, they need something cheaper than GPT. They can use it, and it's has a couple of models, just like ChatGPT has the 4.0 model or the mini model. Llama has the 3.2, and then it also has the Llama 4, and it just goes back to the specific task you need it to do. So if it's one of those more it needs deep thinking. It needs like complex analytical skills. Then you use the Llama 4. But if it's just a small type of exercise, then you'd use like 3.2 model.
I got you, my brother. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I've never used Llama before, but you hit on a couple good points because you were talking about ChatGPT, man, and that's my thing right there, my brother. I feel like I use that every day for
Okay.
personal reasons, for business reasons. I mean, shoot, it's one of the best resources you can have.
Hmm.
I mean, shit. First started using it when I was in college, and man, those essays were going crazy. I can't even lie to you.
I was right
Boy,
there with you.
boy, they would be done in 30 seconds. I'll be like, cool, man. I don't even gotta worry about nothing.
Well, you need that AI detector to make sure it's not a 80% or higher.
Really though. But man, I've been on a professional level. I mean, let me break it down. Let me step back a little bit. But
Talk
this
to me.
came out, yeah. ChatGPT came out November 2022. And so it's, right around when kind of, similar timing around where Llama came on. I feel like AI has been coming out these past few years and there's been a big boom with that.
Yeah.
Um,
It is ahead of the game. You
it
said
is.
2022. Llama was 2023, so ahead of the game.
Yeah, I would say a little bit, but definitely, like you were saying, ahead of the game. It when it did come out, it was the fastest growing consumer app in history of all time.
Wow.
Yeah, man, it was no joke. Like everybody's using it, and I mean the thing is too, you can throw Excels in there. You can set up a schedule for yourself. You can use it for all different types of things. I know for myself today, like let's just break it back. I'm an accountant, y'all. And so these Excel formulas that I'm working through, they're detailed. And a lot of times I took a couple Excel classes, but I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I really don't know how to create all these different formulas.
Yeah, there's a lot of formulas. Yeah.
Man, it's tough. But I threw that thing, I threw the work paper Excel sheet right into ChatGPT, said, "Hey, like I'm trying to connect these cells together, and I'm gonna need an output." And it gave me I don't know if you guys know of the V lookups, but it gave me a more detailed overview with an index match, which finds exactly details that you need. So
Mm.
ChatGPT is next level, my brother. I'm telling you that.
Okay.
And there's multiple options that you can have. Another one is Claude, and what's interesting about that is the former founder of OpenAI, ChatGPT, created this.
Oh, okay. I didn't
Yeah,
realize that.
yeah. And so, I mean, this is coming out around similar timing, March 2023. Like I was saying, this is a big boom for AI in these past couple of years, man. But
Yeah.
I would say Claude is a little bit more focused on giving like ethical guidelines and giving like more conservative, aligned, and safe responses when you're doing your research and looking up information.
Mm.
So it's really good with math, reasoning, reading comprehension. If you're trying to, get better with just being able to understand detailed information, like detailed books or articles, it really breaks it down so it's easier to understand. So it's another good resource that you can use.
Yeah. Yeah. And I will say, while I hadn't used Llama until uh, shortly before creating this episode, I had used Claude,
Okay.
and what I did see is that sometimes the responses it gave were better than ChatGPT.
Yeah. So you gotta expand your horizon. You gotta diversify, my brother. That's what we doing out
Exactly.
here. You know what I'm saying?
Diversify or die. That's
You
what they
know?
say.
Exactly. You gotta get a little taste of all the different flavors.
And speaking of different flavors, I'm about to give you a new one.
All right.
Okay, this one is called Grok AI.
Okay.
Ugly name. Now, it was invented by our very own Twitter, formerly Twitter, now X. And as we know, that's Elon Musk. And so X AI and Grok, he founded it in 2023, but then was released in November. 2023. So again, 2023. Now, what is cool about Grok is since it's integrated within X, within that social media platform, when you ask for specific things, it's able to in real time go through like different comments, different current events, just pull from what's going on in real time. And even though a lot of these different platforms are able to do that nowadays, when the ChatGPT and the other GPTs, the other AIs that we named first came out, that wasn't the case. It was more like a Google search where you just type something in and then it gives you an answer. So that was really like an unprecedented type of feature at
Yeah.
the time. But then they also have like a Grok Studio, so you're able to debug code and you're able to like do a live collaboration with different documents and all these other things. So Grok is pretty interesting too. Have you
Okay.
ever used it?
No, I haven't used that before. I need to, like I said, I need to expand my horizons. This is good stuff right here, man.
It is. It is. And the last one I'll touch on is called Mistral. Now, before this, I had never heard of Mistral. Mistral is it's one of those dark horse underdog AIs that only the real tech nerds know. And the
Okay.
reason,
Heavy
yeah,
hit.
exactly. I'm about to put you on.
All right.
And the reason is because again, it's mostly for people who are doing this for their job or doing this to like create apps or those types of things. Now, what separates Mistral from the others is it's an agents-based API. So I'm gonna break down what that means. So API stands for application. Hold up. before before I mess this up.
Yeah, break it down for me, brother. You know what it is.
Application programming interface. I couldn't remember the P.
All right.
And so what that means is when we're typing something into ChatGPT, for example, or into Mistral or into Claude or into Grok, whatever it is, we are trying to get access to different information, right?
Yeah.
So think of it like because I know you want to be a chef, right?
You already know. I'm gonna throw it down.
Exactly. You go to a restaurant, you order food, right? You don't go to the kitchen and tell the chef what you want. You
You
tell the
might have
waiter.
to sometimes though if they don't get it right. Sometimes you have to get in there and be like, hey, somebody's messing this shit up.
That's right.
Respectfully.
So sometimes you gotta cook it your daggone self.
Really.
But so what you do is you tell the waiter, then the waiter communicates it to the kitchen, they cook it up, then the waiter brings it back to you, right? The API is the waiter. So it's like you're on the computer looking for an answer, and all the data is out there in the kitchen. So the waiter is the connection between you and the data. So for example, if you wanted to create like a, a budget plan, right? What you tell the computer is, yo, give me this budget plan. What Mistral will do, the API, is it'll go find the information and then it'll consolidate it into a budget plan. And then it's like making the Excel sheet and then it's giving it back to you. So just a in-depth way to say that Mistral is one of those behind the scenes AIs that you can't sleep on.
Most definitely. I'm definitely gonna have to tap into that, my man. Um, but let me go a little bit further. I know we got a
Okay.
few couple other AIs that we want to hit on, and another would be Gemini. And
Okay.
I would say this is kind of like a back burner type of AI because if you know this is coming from Google, which I mean, when you keep it in perspective, it's already an AI generated search engine. And so I really would say that Google used Gemini to compete with ChatGPT when it came out to be able to give that detailed analyzed review or search for information. And so,
Hmm.
me personally, I'm not a big fan of Gemini. It's something that you can use. It's accessible. It's through Google, like I said, so it's right there. But I would definitely say Google needs to step it up with their AI game.
Dang.
It's not there yet.
Dang. Okay.
Another one I would like to hit on is Copilot, and that's something that I use on a consistent basis.
Really?
Yeah, it is, and that's like something that's incorporated into multiple different firms, big four accounting firms, businesses, and companies, just because it's ran through Microsoft, and this was developed in Well, they had a technical preview in June 2021. So this is really something that they were creating out the gates. Microsoft was ahead of the game before ChatGPT. The
Hmm.
thing is, Copilot initially wasn't that smooth. Like the responses, they weren't as consistent as ChatGPT, and that's why it really didn't have much of a impact as ChatGPT does. Now, what I would say is that it is very resourceful. Like when you're in Excel, when you're in your Teams meetings, it keeps track of all the details and everything, and it's right there for you. But it's not anything that's super special.
Hmm.
Um, but I want to bring it back though because this isn't even something that we were really using when we were younger. I mean, like this is something that, like I said, this is from early 2020s coming out, and when we were in school, we didn't even have anything like this.
Nah, not at all. And correct me if I'm wrong, I've seen in the Copilot it creating like PowerPoint, slides and going into Excel and doing different things. Am I making that up or is that for real?
No, man, it's for real. It's
Wow.
smooth. Like once you get it going, you got to really give a detailed prompt, but you're really able to be able to provide good results once you use it as a good resource. And so it's definitely something that you got to get into.
Okay. 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 And I mean, do you have any other AI tools that you use or?
No, no, that's it, my brother. I would say for the most part, I'm definitely trying to, like I said, I'm trying to expand my horizon right here. This is something that is just gonna hit the storm. Like this isn't gonna stop for the next 10 to 15 years. And so you got to use it as a resource.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's good to just have some idea about what you can use and what is best to use for certain situations. But
Exactly right.
let me keep it pushing on this. I know we got some good other good topics that we want to cover, and
Talk to me.
I know something I want to be able to hit on. Like I was saying, we didn't have AI early on when we were in school, and this is something that's totally different. But when we were learning, we really didn't have. I mean, we had Google, but as a student, you're really forced certain information. You're given certain criterias of books and details that the you know schools provide for you, and it's like,
Yeah.
man, the structure that is provided, it doesn't seem like it's for me. I'm gonna keep it real with you.
Mm.
I mean, college, it was smooth. I had a good time. And what I'm saying? I'm blessed to be in the position I'm in right now, but the system is it's interesting, my brother. I mean, I remember bringing it back. Have you ever heard of like popcorn where you read a few sentences and then you pass it on to the next?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so this was something that we were doing in elementary school. And weird situation. You know what I'm saying? I went to a school where it was predominantly white students, and as you know, this could be an interesting situation when you're the only black student and you're reading a book.
Mm.
Specifically, it has the word nigger in there. You know what I'm saying? And
Wow.
so you have different students passing it around, and you have professors that are saying, okay, this is like education, but you just have people really just directing it towards you and it being low-key kind of hate speech, realistically.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna go too deep into that. All I'm really getting at is we live in interesting times, my brother. And I mean, like I said, I've been blessed and I've been very privileged, but a lot of the instances I've been in have been good opportunities, but I
Mm.
look in the limelight of, okay, when I was going through high school, I was a caddy, and shit, I felt like a field Negro, and now I'm back in the corporate structure, and I feel like a house Negro. Shit, I'm gonna keep it real with you, my brother. I mean, like, damn, I'm like,
Oh,
yes sir, no sir to my bosses and everything, and I'm like, damn, shit hasn't changed. I've been doing this since I've been 13 years old. Now I ain't
oh,
trying to go too crazy, let me bring it that back to my peaceful vibes. But what are you thinking, my brother?
yes. Well, it's interesting because I'm an investment banker, right?
Yeah.
And so in banking, especially at boutique firms like the one that I'm at, what happens is the partners have a a I guess you could call it a balance sheet where they get paid based on what they bring in. You eat what you kill, right?
It sounds good to
So
me. Shoot.
it does for the partners,
We don't got that. I was say we don't have that set up. Let me
right?
tell you, bro, I don't get a piece of the pie. Come on now.
Exactly. So the partners shoot down the predator, right?
Yeah.
And and so then we're tasked with skinning the game, cooking it up,
Mm.
presenting it on a pretty platter, and
Mm.
then getting paid for the game that we've delivered to the customer we're selling it to. A
These are
metaphor.
big customers. I already know.
Yes, exactly. Now, as a part of that, the number of workers that the partner has gets is an expense. So it's taken out of the money that they're able to bring in.
Okay.
So what that creates is an incentive for them to keep their teams lean,
Yeah.
but to bring in as much business as possible so then they can eat. And we can be skinning the game and cooking it up and serving it on the platter for them.
They said if
So
you ain't performing, you're gonna have to get to stepping.
that's right. So it's a long way of saying that keep the teams lean, so not too many of us workers, but give us a whole lot of work and keep the volume going.
Yeah.
So in other words,
Exactly.
we the house Negro
Yeah.
because we get into work, and obviously the more work you do, uh the more opportunity for money to be earned. So yeah, I mean,
But man, I mean, again, you're an IB. You gotta say the times are good. Folks really can't gonna be complaining. Am I right or what? Like, come on now.
yeah,
You
everything's
got the wig
relative.
on. You got the wig on, my brother.
Hey,
You looking good when you doing it, my brother.
hey, everything's relative. That's why I said I'm a house Negro and not a field Negro because because it's a little better for the house Negroes.
Yeah.
The racism isn't as bad as out in the field.
I mean, but shit, that's the thing that we need to break, though. I mean, if we're feeling like we're in these types of situations, it's like, what are the things that we can do to be able to move ourselves or own our own companies so we can make the decisions, call the shots, and really push for our community. Um, all jokes aside, like at the end of the day, black ownership is 20% below the national rate. We're at 46.4% in the United States. One of two black borrowers have hit default at least once when using credit or other things like that, and or student loans. And so it's like
Wow.
folks are really out here struggling, and I mean, we really got to be able to figure out what we can do. Like I said, we're in privileged positions, but what we can do for the next couple generations to make a change.
Yeah.
And so I know, like I said, I was joking about it, but hey, we really do got to figure out, what we can't. Like, we got to keep it pushing. Day to day, shit gets tough. It might feel like, we're in tougher situations, but we got to be grateful for what we do have and make the most out of it.
Yeah. Yeah. And to that point, I know we're making light of house Negro, field Negro. But when you think back to our ancestors, those who were actually out there in the field, going back to the movie Sinners that we
Yeah,
saw maybe 1 or 2 months ago, where you're out in the field picking cotton and you're making less than $1 for that huge sack of cotton that has to fill the entire bag. And when each cotton plant only has a little bit, I mean, you can only imagine the number of hours that they had to spend in the field, the pain, the hot sun, the bugs biting them, the I mean, and there's no way out. There's no
yeah,
way out. Back then, I mean, freedom was elusive. You could go your whole life not even being free. So we have so much to be thankful for now, despite however long the days are, however much we hate our boss, however much we hate what we're doing. There's just so much to be thankful for. And so I often bring myself back to that.
yeah, most definitely. I appreciate that perspective, and with that gratitude that we do keep on pushing for ourselves, we got to understand day to day, making sure we grab that necessary information from our jobs so we can bring that down the road and teach others, and so we can use it for our own resources.
Yes. Yeah.
Um, but talking about let's let's break it down to a few others. I know this was a hot topic right here, y'all. I ain't mean to
Yeah,
throw it on us like this, but
you did.
we had to.
We did. We did.
But here on a lighter note, let's talk about mukbangs. Have you seen those before?
Bro, get out my face with this. Disgusting. Bro,
Bro,
whoever
I'm
made
a
this
fan,
trend,
low key. I can't even lie to you.
that's ridiculous.
Let
So
me.
hold up. You telling me after a long day of work, you go home to your phone, go into YouTube and type in people eating and then watch that shit?
I don't even type that in, bro. It's just like it's there at this point. Let me show you something. This is somebody I do follow. I can't even lie to you.
See, like this. The cheese was finna bust out of this mozzarella stick. Let's see what it's hitting for in the mini burger. Look how gorgeous that look.
It was going crazy.
Disgusting. Disgusting.
Hey,
But
but
look,
that's the world we live in, man. I mean,
it
it's
is
it's sad, but it's true. Like I just had some Chipotle not too long ago, and
the
bro,
best.
even that was hurting my stomach. I can't even lie. It's like you got to
Really?
make food at home.
Really? You know it's bad when Chipotle hurting your stomach.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, like this is supposed to be healthy.
It's a lot
I
of
mean,
sodium. Hold up,
yeah,
hold up. Pop quiz, pop quiz. How many calories is in one of those tortillas?
damn,
How
that's a
many you
good.
think? How many you think?
Probably like a smooth 400,
It's about that. It's 320. That's a great guess.
320. Yeah, that's a
320.
big tortilla.
Well, I mean,
I
but
went
that's
into
not
it. I
even
can't, you know what I'm saying? I was smashing that junk. I was like, shit, I was hungry.
that's not even counting what's inside of it. You done
Uh,
already erased 320 calories of food, and you haven't even gotten to the inside of it yet.
man, I had the hot honey chicken on it too, man.
Oh man. Well, you know what's interesting though? I don't eat meat.
Man, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember
Pause.
that.
Pause. I
Hold
don't
up.
eat meat.
Oh, did he? Right.
And my
Shoot.
brother's feeling good.
That's what's
So
up. That's
so
what's up.
so so maybe you do need to try it out.
Man, I mean, what made you shift into not eating meat?
Going back to going back to high school when we had all those documentaries coming out about all terrible the food, what the health, and
Did you see the
that,
McDonald's video?
yeah, all pink slime, right? Pink slime. And I got to doing some digging. This is
Yeah,
before ChatGPT when I could just type it in and it would bring me up whatever I was looking for. But going to Google, finding reputable sources, going to YouTube, finding different videos. And here's the terrible truth, right? If you go online, if you're looking for an article to prove or disprove anything, you're gonna find it.
yeah,
So these days it's hard to even know what to believe. So for every article I could say not eating meat is healthy, you could find one that says eating meat, pause, is the best decision that you can make and the best diet. So so like let me put that disclaimer out there. But the reason I did it is I said I'll try it out. I'm pescatarian now, so mainly fish, and I don't even eat fish that much, so it's mostly vegetables. But I've got some gains, and for all of the haters out there that say,
right.
"Oh, where do you get your protein and all that stuff?" I don't do any protein shakes, no powders, none of that creatine, no supplements, no none of that. I'm
Man,
just eating clean, drinking water, hitting the gym about 4 times a week, and looking good, feeling good. We good.
my brother, that's how I'm trying to be. Hey, I might have to follow the wave, man. Shit.
Hey, hey, I will show you the way.
Show me the way, cause I got bills to pay.
Boy,
But shit,
I don't even know what song that is.
you ain't hear yams?
I don't even know.
All right, I'm gonna have to show you, my brother. This is a soul, brother. You know.
Okay, okay. But
But
man, but tell me about what do you eat in a normal day, especially as an accountant? I know you work in those 10, 12 hour days, especially during the busy quarters. So what do you eat in a normal day?
Man, I've been trying to change it up. I know this week, actually specifically, my girlfriend and I, we've been looking into do a challenge called 75 medium.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, and
Not
that's just
hard.
like it's not too bad. Like it's just, working out. We're what, 6 days a week, and then
6 days.
not eating. Yeah, but they could be walking, it can be yoga, it could be lifting, you know what I'm saying? There's multiple different things you could do. An extensive stretch is important.
Okay.
So we're gonna, switch it up, but not eating processed foods or limiting processed foods, limiting drinking. I know you don't drink,
Yeah.
but you know what I'm saying? Making sure that we're getting our bodies right.
Good. Good.
Mind, body, and soul. And I know this week, actually, recently, we've been making sweet potatoes, ground turkey, and avocado. This has been like this viral meal on TikTok. Our girl's been seeing, and
Okay. I'm loving this. Okay.
you know what I'm saying. What you do? You drizzle some honey. You drizzle some honey, hot honey on top of there. Drizzle a little feta, and then Greek yogurt. So you got your protein in there, but you got your natural fats and natural starches in there with the sweet potato. So it's good for you, man.
Wow. Okay. Well, we gonna check back. A
Hey,
couple podcasts in the future. We gonna check back.
I'm gonna have to, my brother.
Yeah. But I mean, we're coming up on time, so we gotta end it with a bang.
All right, yeah. Show me what's good.
All right. Austin's famous uh we cutting that part out. Diggy's famous two questions.
Yes, sir.
For the first one, what is your favorite conspiracy theory? And make me believe it.
Man, that's a good question.
Talk to me.
Shoot. I would say my favorite conspiracy theory is that the prison system is just. I'm gonna keep it real. And I don't, maybe unjust, but shit, you know what I'm saying? People are pushing for saying that, hey, the right people are in jail. I, I just know it's funny. I've been seeing all the things with Donald Trump and who he's been freeing, and I'm like, how does this work? You know what I mean? Or I'm seeing how Diddy's low key, he might beat the case.
No, hold up. That's enough. That's a story for another day.
That's what I'm saying. I might be too deep for right now, but
Yeah. Okay, but talk to me. So why how's that a conspiracy theory? Like what's
I
the
would really
belief?
say that, I mean, we live in a society where we believe that we have law and order and that things should be in place and that if you do right, you should be good. But at the end of the day, I really don't think it's true. I really believe that if you have money, if you have power, if you have a connection, you could get away with a lot of different things. And it's interesting because I feel like this is something that we see right in front of our face, but a lot of times people just kind of sweep it under the rug.
Wow.
But I know, like I said, this is deep right now. I know we're coming up on that time, and
That's deep.
I didn't mean to throw that on folks right there. But
I
what do
didn't see that coming. I ain't even gonna hold you.
but shit, somebody had to say it.
Yeah, I suppose so. Man. Well,
You
what
have
you not
anything to
gonna
close
ask
us
me?
out with though? We got a minute.
Oh shoot, we only have a minute. Well, have you ever heard or said the phrase time is money?
A few times. Only
Yeah.
if,
Now, when you sit back and think about it though, is time money? If Answer this question. If I gave you $1 million, but you had to die tomorrow, would you take it?
hell no.
Exactly. Because intrinsically, we understand that time is much more valuable than money. You can always make more money, you can never get back more time. So the next time you hear yourself or catch yourself saying that or hearing that phrase, slap that person upside the head and say, that ain't true. That ain't true.
Hey,
Because
respect.
because Blue 42, you know what we do. Money is not as valuable as time.